Hello, everyone. We are proceeding with our special session at the testing summit of A4Q and supported proudly by the ISTQB. And what we are talking about here is ISTQB Women in Testing. And as we promised, we would like to introduce to you special persons, experts, leaders in this field. And I'm very proud and honored and happy that I can introduce to you today a very special guest, very long, old, good friend of mine, but more than this, one of the leading experts here in testing field, Savoy from Canada. Hello, Sarah.
Hello. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Sarah is not only the current secretary of the ISTQB, so a member of the executive committee, she is since 2005 in the field of software quality assurance, and this current position is Director of Quality of EMITS DLE in Canada. She is also the president of the Canadian Software Testing Board, and how she is handling everything together, she will explain us a little bit later. But Sarah, the first question is obvious. How did you start and why your career in software testing? So why software testing?
Well, when I was in school, in university and college, I dabbled in different subjects. Ended up in computer science in the co-op program. So this program gives work experience while you're doing your studies. And for one of my work terms, I happened to take on a software tester role. I loved it. I didn't know about software testing before starting in that role. We didn't cover it in the curriculum, even though I was in computer science. So I stayed. I stayed in the field. I took on a second term at the same organization, and I continued on.
And if you look back from a female perspective, and also if you have a view on the current situation, do you see more barriers or challenges or chances to pursuing a career in testing for women? Or what is your experience in this?
I didn't consider that at the time when I started out in my career. Reflecting back, there was certainly an imbalance in the female to male ratio in classes and in the workplace. But I didn't consider it a barrier. I just focused on working hard and building meaningful relationships with my peers, regardless of gender. So as time passed and I progressed in my career and in life, I guess challenges have come up that are more unique to being a woman. For example, being a mother brought a shift of priorities. Being a mother and working full time, you really have to learn to organize and multitask on a whole new level. So challenges do come up and you adapt.
But these are the challenges in any other profession women maybe are facing, right?
That's true.
But so there's nothing special in such a, let's say, technical male-dominated field. It's just unfortunately in the normal life and challenges of women in a working environment.
No, I don't think that. Not from my experience. There's nothing specific to the testing field that's a challenge with being a woman. And actually, I think it might be the opposite. I think women are really well suited for a career in testing. There's a lot of qualities that women typically possess that are really transferable to the role. So I think it's a
that is already part of the answer of my second question regarding your successful career and impressing career in testing you are running currently. What do you think are the main factors helped you to achieve this position? You mentioned some specific skills, maybe better communication skills, better empathy, or what do you think? What are the, let's say, really, let's say, supporting skills of a woman?
Mm-hmm. Well, in general, I think organization, multitasking, being able to context switch, those are all areas that many people handle and work on just in their daily life, especially women, I think. For me, as I mentioned, I was a co-op student, and I just happened to be placed in a software testing role. So that was by chance. But then since I started on the path, there are a few things that I focused on to that I think really helped me along the way. So working hard to deliver really highest quality on whatever the task is. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so this is good and bad, but ultimately I think it has helped. Building those relationships.
Yeah.
So being authentic, building the relationships with team members, with peers, and then also pushing myself out of my comfort zone. That has really helped. Taking on new roles, even if you don't believe you're fully qualified for them, because that's another thing that is, I think, kind of common amongst women, that maybe we're not pursuing roles that we think we're not a perfect match for.
And sometimes with men it's the opposite.
Yes.
There are exceptions for everything. But what I heard also from other colleagues, that they mentioned that is mainly hard working. That is the main success factor, right? So what my understanding is that you have still to work harder, or is it something more in the past? That brings me to my next question. When you compare the current situation, maybe not only your personal situation, but the situation of female colleagues in a tech field or IT environment, and compare it with the situation, let's say 10, 15 years ago, do you think that there has been a more positive shift toward equality in the workplace? I mean, I'm talking about same chances, equal payment, filling the gap between men and women, and so on. Was there something? Was there a change since then?
Yeah, I think I do believe there's been a positive shift. Of course, there's a lot of work still to do, but if you're comparing 10, 15 years ago to now, things are definitely different. The conversation is different. People are discussing diversity, equity, and inclusion all over the media. Organizations are forming groups to have initiatives around these areas, and I think that it's top of mind for people. And yeah, there's a lot of work to do, but I think we are going in the right direction.
Can you mention some examples when you say there is still a lot of work to do? So just some buzzwords. What do you think, maybe especially in the tech field?
Well, I can give a good example actually of a positive thing and something that I think that people should take into consideration. So the example is this interview. So conferences in general typically have a presentation type format. Like that's the primary method of information sharing, and that's great. And that attracts a lot of speakers. I think many speakers are outgoing and have extroverted personalities. Often they're male, but introducing this interview type style of format opens up the space to others that are less comfortable in doing a presentation. So I think this is a great example of an initiative.
Yeah. On the other hand, it is a little bit sad that we still need these kind of initiatives, and also you can hear or listen to other examples at #ISTQB Women in Testing. When we sent out the call for a paper for this conference, we got only a few from female authors, right? So it was a huge disbalance, and we still trying to analyze Why is that so? Because we know that we have in the national boards of the ISTQB so many talented people with huge experiences, but they are not applying, right? So
Right.
how to motivate them to do this? That is something we need to find out, and that is worth to work on it. If you think that maybe this kind of a special session is helpful to motivate them to come up and demonstrate their experiences, to share their experiences, thank you for that. Last but not least, that brings me to our unfortunately our end of this short interview regarding the kids out there and the girls, let's say 14, 15 years old, thinking about what I should do in my life, right? What do you have some advices, some words of advice, or some motivation, some tips to those who are maybe interested in a career in software quality or in testing, or let's say in technical profession in general?
Yes. I think if you're interested in testing or really in any field, then you should pursue it. Specifically for testing, many of the competencies and skills that you already have from life are transferable. And once you have foundational testing knowledge, career options are really practically endless. There are opportunities to specialize in different domains, in different testing types, in leadership roles. It really can lead to a rewarding career.
Thank you for this. And if you would like to get an advice or a special idea, or let's say motivation or information, pretty sure you can contact Sarah via the ISTQB, as she is always open to help. Sarah, I know the next days are quite busy for you as the secretary of the ISTQB with a General Assembly in Morocco. We are celebrating the 20th Jubilee, the 20th birthday, with a lot of party and happenings and meetings. We wish you huge success, good and productive meetings, and nice to see you, to talk to you again. Stay healthy and all the best for you and your family.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me today.